We should have right to talk about we look down on lower race at public. We should not afraid to tell everyone that lower races twisted the law and want to be our friend. If we tell everyone that they twisted law and equally treated, lower race will use the race discrimination law for telling everyone about twisted law, not discrimination law that they twisted to get our friendship. We all are doing single out at work. Lower races, especially Indian and African, want to be friends with upper race, American and Chinese. Chinese culture, Chinese look down on all lower race. They did not talk as a friend unless for the job-related conversation. But Indian and African thought that they are singled out and Chinese are singled out too at the American store. So they thought that Chinese supposed to talk and make friends with them, all are singled out and poor. But Chinese did not see it that way. In the whole world, Chinese is number two, and also Chinese do not talk a lot with the lower race. The discrimination problem became worse and worse. It is discrimination law and discrimination law help lower races. US became a socialist country to treat everyone equally. Lower races took advantages on our generosity and we can get fired and homeless. We even need to go to the jail because of the law. Discrimination law is to get a job and promotion only. Equally treated is to get treated equally to get a job, promotion, and product from the store advertised. We need to solve this immediately because of the unemployment rate increase. But India married to the billionaire, Philippines took the prostitute job, African took the customer service job, and we upper races, American and Chinese became homeless because of the discrimination law. But to solve the discrimination that they complain with using the law, we all began took like all those position. African when they talk friendly at work. African want to solve the solution that if Chinese allow them to talk as a friend at work by working side by side and also as a group by using friendly teamwork and team player of the store policy. They also pointed out that Chinese has race and class discrimination. If Chinese can control their race and class discrimination, the problem is solved. Africans want to brainwash Chinese not to have the race and class discrimination. The problem is not Chinese insulted to them. They want friendship. Friendship is the same like beating for them. Beating means all American women block the lower races not to shop at American store. But lower races fought with the all American women and they can shop at American stores. All lower races know that if they can shop at the American store, they can pick up a girl or a guy when they do shopping. Teamwork is at the same like beating. They know that teamwork and friendly make all employees to work friendly. All American and Chinese made a boundary for working as a team with a friendly work as a friend. Africans saw that if we made a boundary at work, they cannot pick up a girl or a guy. They know that American and Chinese look down on them, so they use teamwork or friendly, show the public that American and Chinese discriminate to them. They were friends from work. They got paid, also got a friend. The same like poor American and Chinese want to get a two job and they got paid and got friend. This is the way they use it. This is the way they use we discriminated to them to show to the public. Upper races wanted to behave like the classy feature. Upper races cannot give the customer services to the lower race. It is called soft. They cannot work for lower races. They cannot be my manager. They cannot work together with the lower races. They use store-friendly policy. They cannot agree to the customer-friendly. Store-friendly policy, I see that is a soft. They cannot stand side by side or 6 feet distance from customer. They use the discrimination law and I told them discrimination law do not work on us that way. They cannot allow the customer misuse the discrimination law and to stand close to me because they are customer and they are concentrating on their own and we need to work on our own. They use the discrimination law and the law do not work on us that way. Customer service. They cannot give the customer service, so they turn down the customer service job. Lower races, especially African, want the courtesy of friendly voices as the same like they got treated them the same level. Everyone know that upper race turned down the customer service job because they got 9 out of 10 customers are Indian and African. Indian are talkative and they want to talk a lot about the product with the employee. They share their knowledge back to the employee. African are opposite. They wanted to ask out and they approached employee for using that. They really needed your help to find a product and description of the product. When apparatus complain that through approaches, they use the customer services will get store profit and the customer really need help and also helping customer will also increase their increase sale and increase their store profit. All American women buy all those stuff. Store CEO also buy that too. So stupid. And then apparatus got fired. Work for manager. They cannot work for the manager of the lower races. They told them that they cannot work for lower races. The problem is honesty cannot solve the problem. Upper races are being honest with the lower races that upper races cannot work for them because they look down on them. We told them that like we want to mistreat me. You want to mistreat me because I'm lower class and minimum pay or poor. You want to mistreat me because you have manager position. If lower race manager is poor and we are rich, we can tell them that like you want to mistreat me because I'm rich and upper race. You want to mistreat me because you have manager position, but tell you the truth, you are poor. Can you clear for this too? Like for lower race manager, if they are rich one, they have manager position and they are also rich. Where's the point they want to hire us? Like we are poor. They say want to hire the poor American and Chinese to work for them. Even they are rich. Do you see the point? They don't even have like secure themselves. Like, they already got a manager position. They already got a manager position, but like our faces, look at our faces. They want to hire us as an employer to work for them. This is their inferiority. I mean, like technically, they got a manager position and they look like they are rich, right? Manager got a lot of money. Who applied that one? Sorry. Work friendly with the coworker. They cannot work friendly with the lower races at work. We keep distance with the coworker, such as staying at the next eye, pretending to work on job. We will fight with my coworker that we are not in a college or sorority. Please do not ask for friendship. Do you want friendship at work like we are in a college? They took that like we are rich, right? We are upper race, so like they just want to work together. I mean, if I say like this, I feel like kind of like like we are upper race. We shouldn't say like this, right? So what is the point that they keep complaining that when we are at work and if you cannot communicate with us formally or as a co-worker instead of friend, I can give you why I did not communicate with you friendly. The reason is you are lower race. Everyone can see that I look down on you, but you want my answer and you did not assume. I tell you the truth. Africans use that because of the paycheck. We need to work friendly or as a team with them. We're all employed by the same like African brainwash the old American woman and CEO about getting the customer services. I don't think we are that stupid. Those days are over. Lower races use paycheck and store policy want to work with us friendly. I do not need to mention how this friendship will go deeper into enter our community and sleep with them as a date. If I say that I cannot sleep with you as a date, and then you are daydreaming, can they stand that word? And then like they will use their like discrimination or complaint. They do not need to assume if the employee made a distance with them, unless we need to talk about the store as a professional level. I do not need to teach them flaw and having fun with a friendly and teamwork. We do not need to having fun or flaw with them because we also like did the single out award too. Get African as the American to work friendly with them, but they use friendly policy to ask the Chinese to work friendly with them. In other words, we can do mute. We do not even need classy feature for cover up, and we just say politely that we do not want to have the friendly conversation with them because we cannot give them friendship. Part of the job and friendly days are over. We cannot even do formal touchless, stay away from the lower races and go to the next eye, not standing side by side when we are working our own job. If we do that, the customer has an inferiority and they complain. We want freedom and upper race, our upper race right. We got cast from the lower race that we did not treat them fair. Play fair and square. They also cast on us that like we did not treat them fair. Like I mean, like, I don't want to give the example, like, kind of like, oh, they are abolished and they treated really badly to us. Like one of the like African worker told me that like, oh, if you treat it like unfair, like your whole life will be miserable, and then your parents will die for us, like for didn't talk to us. They caused me like this way. I mean, like it's so like kind of even I'm upper class. I mean, I'm an upper racist and upper class them African. I mean, like you live your own stuff and I do my own stuff. Do we need to be a friend? Is that because of I have class and race discriminated to them? I mean, like they have inferiority. Like even because of our paycheck, we need to talk. Do we need to do that one? It's not necessary, but like our upper race got fired because of that way. If you do not talk to them, they feel like African also feel like inferiority, and they just complain again. And then like all the manager like see our faces, and oh, you look like the upper races and also have a little bit money, so like the people are very poor, and then you just like talk to them a little bit. But if you didn't talk to them, they will feel inferiority. Oh, so many stuff like just got fired, problem solved. Races, a lot of rural races are in US and we lost our ethic. If you say we discriminated to them for not giving them friendly conversation or friendly teamwork, please talk to each other. Like Vietnamese, Filipino, Thailand, Myanmar, Indian, and African, how Indian will feel if they need to talk to friendly with the African at work because the African complain. So I need to compare with the Chinese and African need to talk friendly? It's not necessary. But they use like it as part of a job and teamwork and friendly as a co-worker. I mean, like, if you didn't talk to them like friendly, they will use like all the store policy. Like they are like kind of like, oh, we are staying in a college and we are like sorority, like we are just like co-worker, friendly co-worker. And you didn't talk to me. It's like I already know that like you discriminated to me. Come on, just do your own stuff. Like we got paycheck, like I got $10 paycheck and then they got $10 paycheck. They want to talk friendly. It's the same like we got paid together and like just like kind of they just want to flog with us. That's it. And then they use like we discriminated to them. They want to get like about races like kind of like free races. You want to use that as a weapon to point out that upper races are racist and upper races discriminated to them, not allowing lower races to work friendly as a friend with a race discrimination. Lower races are racist too. Like Indian, they have the Mahatma Gandhi or something like that. They are also racist, right? Indian also like, oh, we are Indian and we just love Indian food and we just want to wear the Indian dresses. Am I right? Chinese the same. We are Chinese and like we are going to wear only Chinese dresses only. Like some of the American like work clothes, like kind of like we need to wear like t-shirt and like gym pant or like Stein pant. Chinese don't want to wear all those stuff. So it is technically it is racist too. But like lower race Indian African, they use their race discrimination and then they complain. Lower races are racist too. Can Indian work for African? I mean, India is also higher than African. Can they work for African too? Can African work for poor African? Even like African, like from sorority, like African, like they are rich. Can they work for their minimum pay manager? They both are African too. Can Vietnam, Philippines, or Malaysia work for the African and Indian? How should I call them? Are they doing like discrimination? Technically, they are doing discrimination, but like we have our own human right, like kind of like, oh, I don't want to work for you. And the African side like, you need to give me the reason. Because you are African. If I say like this, like kind of like it's race discrimination because they have inferiority, right? Even like they have like manager position. Even like I told to the like HR CEO, African CEO, oh I don't like your idea because you're African. Can they accept that one? No, this is called race discrimination. They have CEO or HR position. They all have inferiority. Even I'm like poor and minimum pay employee, they feel inferiority. That's for sure. We cannot behave like that. So about race, even we are homeless and almost homeless and poor, we cannot behave like the classy because African have the inferiority. And we need to show them like, oh, we love them, we need them, we treat them the same level. What if I the one? Right? Yeah, it's just all like kind of like we all have human right. You have manager position, we can work for you. That's it. Soft. So like if for customer service, they have inferiority and they ask for customer service a lot. I need to tell them that like African were friendly soft, not the same like slave soft. African want us to talk to us friendly as a friend. They want us to get them friendly as a friend instead of the soft services. We give them a formal communication with them. As my employee come in, the employee say Happy New Year to the customer are not greeting as a friend. It is called customer service to the customer. But I got fired because the customer want me to say Happy New Year to him at the Leica store. Can you believe that one at the Leica store? The customer want to talk to me the Happy New Year. I said like $25.19. And then he told me like Happy New Year 3 times. Not even one time, 3 times. I said like $25.19. I work at the Leica store. Should I need to say really, really friendly with them? Leica store and right, how do you see me? As a stripper or prostitute or flat woman? When you see me as a good woman? To say Happy New Year. How is your day? How is everything okay? How do you say it? For customer service, for purely customer service, did you find everything do today? If I say with this tone, this face, they say like kind of like, oh, I rude to them because they are African and they are lower races. And I like Gusto. How should I need to communicate with them for the formal communication? They only see themselves like kind of like they have inferiority. They are lower races. So how about the upper races? Minimum pay, almost homeless, with the upper class faces. Should I need to polite to them? It's called politeness or customer services. Do they really need customer service like this way? For Happy New Year, come on. I'm really millionaire. When I was at Myanmar, I came from Myanmar. Myanmar is South Asia country, but I'm Chinese. Chinese are not Asian. Chinese are not South Asian. I'm millionaire at Myanmar. But right now we are like almost like minimum pay at Myanmar. And I'm here almost homeless and educated in here in US. But they say see me as a millionaire. Right? That kind of face. And asking for Happy New Year from the Leica store employee. For politeness, friendly. How do you see that one? How should I need to cure their inferiority? Everyone knows that one, right? Should I need to explain more deeply? No, but we are upper races and the formal communication look like upper races. Lower races are slave for us. It was like once upon a time, they are really slave. They are not right now. But they stay feel the inferiority. They stay wanted friendly as a friend between customer and employee relationship. They say very nice, oh, we need a friendly customer relationship. No, friendly customer relationship is for personnel, for company. They need to differentiate this two. Even I give them like formal, friendly customer relationship. It didn't represent that I didn't look down on them. Am I right? We have discrimination law, but they also need to see separately that like kind of like upper races. Because of the paycheck, they cannot show that they look down on them. They can show them For personal preference, they can show that they look down on them. For job, for professional level, okay, you are welcome to shop here as a customer. Even you are very poor or you are lower races. They need to communicate. They need to like kind of like set a line, purely demarcation line for professionally and personal stuff. Personal, my personal preference, I look down on them. It doesn't matter for the job. Because of that, I look down on them. They feel inferiority. Okay, if you feel inferiority, you got the customer service from the store employee. It is not about my personal self and my personal preference and the job customer service. They are totally different. Or they want to make the friend with the employee with this way. Do you see the point? Like from my side, I'm upper race, so I look down on them. They already know that one. This is from my side is like they went. How I see them? I see them like they want to have the like friendly communication and like they just want to be friend with the employee. Am I right? Did I say something wrong? But they still feel inferiority and they want our friendly as a friend between customer and employee relationship, manager and employee relationship, and also employee and employee relationship, which is co-worker communication as a teamwork. They want us to be a team player, want to work as a friend, we use it in teamwork. If they don't get any of the three like I said above, they use the discrimination law and equally treated on us. Those days are over. They are not slave anymore. We against our American old folks that we cannot give the soft service to them. Not even like for friendly service. Soft service. Like some of the African women, African customers, they came into the store and like I already know that they had inferiority. They show us that like we are African, we are rich. You need to serve me. You need to load the product onto my car. Because like you shouldn't treat me like kind of like we are African and you look down on me. Come on. We are employee right now. We need to do like loading stuff for the customer. That employee are very poor and got the $10 an hour per paycheck and you want to come into the store with your inferiority and as the employee, minimum pay employee to load the product onto your truck, and then you also bitch them like a kind of like employees couldn't give the customer service to them. Is that fair? Or employee cannot give the customer service because like they have that kind of like they are slave before for us, so we don't want to give their services the same like something like loading service or customer services. So they already know that like that kind of stuff like between like African and like upper race employee, they already have that way. African, they have their own inferiority. Also like upper race have also like their point of view, like they see them as a slave. So like even like we set a demarcation between the job and personal preference, but they are conflict, right? Their customer also want the like kind of like her personal preference shouldn't look down on them. On the job, giving her tip 25 cents at the Rural King for loading the product onto her truck. And also she feels like kind of like, oh, those African are slaves once upon a time. Am I right? Both sides couldn't set a demarcation. So like I made a solution for those people. Both sides are wrong. But like kind of like they are poor right now. They are employed, they are poor right now. They are poor. They can make their own decision. Why did that customer came into the store and forced that employee? I paid them money. Your people look down on us. See that one? Friendly service are for stripper for lower races because of the voice that lower race wanted. When lower race came into the store, the employee is the upper race. For example, the upper race for American white girl or me. we're using my tone. Did you find everything okay today? They can't accept that one. They said like kind of like, my normal should be, did you find everything okay? They think like if they get the kind of, did you find everything okay? They means like kind of like I have good minded and like I saw them like the same level with them. No, this is like kind of like we give the courtesy to the older people. Did you find everything okay today? It's like kind of like normal at the same age. But they didn't see it that way. They just want like, did you find everything okay? I mean like we need to train like all of the customer service, like for my customer service, for large company in the grocery store, like we have customer training like program, like they just how to say politely. Right? Even like I have language barrier. Some of the word I can't even talk like very clearly. And they just want to polite. Not even talk like very very high class way. This is one like kind of like even like I can't even talk like very like the same like where our report voices. They just want me to talk like, do you find everything okay today? What can I do for you today? Do you think can I do like this for every customer? It's not necessary for me. But I took that paycheck. I got the $10 an hour. Are you going to force that your employee to do like this way? I mean, it is like kind of some of the area I use the format at, some of the area I don't use. I use informal. But the thing is like kind of like the from African sided, they just want the same level of voices from upper race employee. The store has a friendly policy, not the same level. But equally treated is almost like the same level. Equally treated to every customer. Treated to every customer equally means like, oh, they are just like, for American, we need to treat like, did you find everything okay? Did you find everything okay? Right? So every employee, every customer should be treated the same way. Did you find everything okay? Did you find everything okay? But they just want like, or if you treat to the American old folks, did you find everything okay? Then like African younger age, like the same age like me, 40-ish or 30-ish came inside. They also want that kind of tone. Did you find everything okay? How do you see me? Do you want to frown with me? No, don't see it that way. You are very nice. You need to show them like from deep inside of your heart. You treat them very nicely. Do they want to flirt with me or want to make their friends with me, or did they see like two differences like the courtesy and give respect to older people, or what did they want? How did you see me when I talk like this to tone? This is for old folks. This is for the same age people. Is that my fault or African people's fault? They need to review all those stuff by themselves. They say like, oh, you need to say the same tones to the old folks. It is not senior citizen like giving a like for shared services or nursing home assistant at the grocery store. If I say like this way, I was really rude. But sometimes like, I couldn't stand that one. I got fired again and again. It is not the first time. I already got fired 4 times. Because their point of view. This is the way they complain that like we discriminated to the lower races. This is everyone facing that kind of situation right now. Technically right, we also look down on them. So we didn't give we give the same tone. This is for senior people, for nursing home services. For 30-ish, 40-ish, a guy came in and went the same voices like this way. I mean, it is not necessary. Then I will change my tone to like, for all folks, I'm going to talk to you like, what can I do for you? Did you find everything okay? Otherwise, like, how can I flirt with that kind of people? 30-ish, 40-ish. I'm not American. Sure, I need to behave like the minimum pay diner girl. Friendly services are stripped out for lower races because of the voices that lower races want. We can use their formal voices the same as weather forecast. We cannot cheat because we are higher than them. If I say like this, it's a little bit rude, right? So like I just give like example and like kind of like they shouldn't request the kind of voices and like they will say like, oh, this is very nice and this is like showing like very affectionate and very treat everyone very kind-hearted. I'm not old age woman. I'm not working at the nursing home. Can I talk like the formal way? The way they want is like kind of like for college. You all find college. You all fine. They just want like guy and girl just like fly with each other like this face, like this talk. Do you really expect that from me? There are a lot of white women like the same like me. They are working at the grocery store, and then they will get fired the same like me. I don't know whose side is wrong and whose side is right, but like I know that like upper race side is also like a little bit like tense for them, but lower race sizes they also request like kind of a little bit of flat. Am I right? But if I say like flat for normal people are flat with each other, except like that kind of face and classy people, they cannot flat. So they cannot flat, the problem started and got fire. So use the law to ask for the customer services. But if they use the law and to make their friend with us, we will use the formal communication with them. Formal communication will against the old American woman not to treat as a slave. Formal communication. If we talk to the customer, lower risk customer, which we didn't get treated as a slave. But like if we are using like formal communication, formal tone, they feel like they got treated as a slave. See that one? See the differences? I already show the differences. So like, come on, about races, you got the $10 an hour paycheck. Work for them. Am I right? Am I right? We shouldn't solve the problem like this way. So like I have like the whole situation like how I want to solve the problem for like the discrimination problem. And also formal communication where against the old American woman, they just like they are old modern and they just want to keep their traditional or slave life service. Like they still want to keep their old style, but like we just against old folks. But our formal communication will treat the African and lower race as a slave. Even Chinese will feel inferiority. Even like my own people, Chinese people, the way I solve the problem, they will also feel the inferiority. But like I need to solve this problem. Otherwise, like we have like a lot of like discrimination problem we cannot solve. Chinese are very weak and very soft and weak-minded. They will definitely see themselves as a slave too. Not even like African. Even Chinese use the law to ask a girl or a guy out will be inappropriate. Very low standard way to get a date in my point of view. But lower races are using that way. It is not fair.